I got to be honest. Uh, Looking around at how things are today, I think it's going to be a cold day in hell before I vote for a Democratic candidate ever again in the whatever the remainder of my life is. I'm a 50-year-old African American male. I don't have a police record. I work, pay taxes, live a clean lifestyle. I don't really drink or do anything. But I got to say that looking around this past election cycle, I find their actions egregious and offensive in the worst ways. They refuse to recognize our people by ethnic group, and by large, they absolutely refuse to recognize my gender. Every time they say something directed at our people, they use the term people of color, which is a blanket term. And if they don't do that, they're always talking about black women. Black women this, black women that. I don't want to hear that. What's going on? Don't they know that we exist? There are black men actually alive. This is what I've been seeing on CNN, sometimes Fox, MSNBC, which is a crap station. Never thought I'd say that, but it is a total crap station. I don't even want to get into that right now. But I'm tired of them doing that. I'm tired of them saying black women and people of color. What about us? What about black men, huh? Day in, day out, anytime you see a black man on TV, he's a basic stereotype. There's somebody they wedged into a box. And just for the record, I never see myself reflected in anything on television. Okay? I never do. I see a thug. I see a eunuch. I see a cuckold. I see a brute. And I see the guy in a dress. And I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of it, especially when it comes to politics. I'm tired of this crap. Okay? Now, my ethnic group has been asking for a certain thing. We've been asking for some assurances that they're going to do something for our people. We've been voting for them for generations. And it's time to stop doing that. And I'm not advocating that we go over to the conservative right. But I'm just saying we need to sit on our vote. I think we should just vote locally and hedge our bets. Whatever goes down, it ain't going to change a lot for black men because we apparently are an invisible class of people, gender speaking. I'm tired of that crap. It's ultra sensitive and it's all fake bullshit. It's fake bullshit. Now, I exist. I'm a black man. I look normal. I don't have any tattoos or any of that shit. I'm just a regular guy you would see. I have a freaking beard currently. But every time I turn on the goddamn TV and I hear these bitches talking, all they're talking about is people of color and black women and saying about, oh, they're the backbone of the community and all this crap. And I can wipe my ass with that analogy coming from these people who are on their shit. They want to just get a free ticket to take their monkey asses and sit up in the highest chair in the land, and it ain't coming from the brothers. If they get in there, they're getting in there with the people of color and the black women. Okay? That's what they're going to do. They ain't getting nothing from me because I'm sitting on my fucking vote. I'm tired of this crap. I know they're pissed off that we just won't roll over for them and shit and just take another enema, a political enema like we've been doing since the 60s. We're tired of this shit. And it's going to take a long time, but I have nothing but patience. I'll find a way to outlive their bullshit. There's ways of surviving, even in a right-wing world. But I don't want to see any Democrats, any of the current ones, ever in office. I want them all to get voted out. We got to find a way to make a political ice age for the monkeys. Okay? We got to find a way to make a political ice age for them. There's stuffed shirts. We're tired of it. They should have never let Obama get in the White House. If it wasn't for him, we probably wouldn't even be saying this stuff. And they aren't helping. Okay? Now, if they're mad about no one wanting to vote for them in our community, even though they refuse to recognize my gender, I'm a man. They refuse to say who we are. We're black people. And at this point, I can't even say I'm African American. I'm just black. But we exist. We're tired of it. So you guys hold your nuts. Okay, good luck getting in there. If you get in there without us, it's cool, because I'm sitting on my fucking hands. Okay? And we'll just wait you guys out, okay, until you guys figure out what's going on. Should never let Obama get in there. And this year, this election cycle, you want to point the finger of blame at somebody, you better point it at Kamala Harris. She should have never been allowed to run. You guys should have ganged up on her or something and not let her run, because she woke so many goddamn people up when they asked her about reparations, and she exhibited such passion in just saying, what was that she said? Oh, I want to be clear about this one point. Then she went into this whole thing about disparity. That's a word she loves. It became a drinking game because she used disparity so goddamn much. And I find a disparity in her goddamn career. But she's talking about disparity, and then she literally said, if you think I'm going to do something that only benefits black people, no. That's part of pop culture. She's lionized herself in the negative, and the rest of you by proxy. Then you got, before that, you had Cory Booker telling a room full of people to put themselves in white people's shoes. Do you think white people say that about us? Whether they do or not, Cory Booker is an idiot. As a matter of fact, after looking at that, I had such a hearty laugh. I just wished I could be there to pass him like a white cone so he could put on his head to reveal the dunce that he is. We asked Bernie Sanders, and Bernie Sanders was direct. He said, I do not think a check is the answer to this problem. No check. No check. Even though he has a history, his ethnic group has a history of receiving reparations for multiple generations now. And yet he would deny us. And then he wanted to ride on the black vote, talking about, I used to march with King. Well, so what? Look, where's King now? Where were you that day? Where were any of you that day? You used to march with King. What does that mean? You were walking down the street and you saw him next to you. You used to march with King. And then on top of that, I heard audio of Bernie talking about his elders when he was little, and they told him that the worst thing about black people was the smell. Did you not think that was going to get out? Or any of that erotic literature you wrote? Which had S&M shit in it, and talking about, sexually, aggressive sexuality with women. Yeah, that's a thing. But that's never going to come out, but I heard it and I've seen some of it. But I did hear the audio bites of him talking about black people and the smell. And then when you couple that with his attitude and how he went Little John whenever he was asked about reparations, excuse me, whatever. Whenever he was asked about reparations, that fool was like Little John. He's like, hey, what about reparations, Mr. Sanders? A what? A what? A what? What about reparations? A what? If you want him to get out your house, just say reparations. He'll get up and get the hell out of there. Saying reparations to Bernie Sanders was like showing a freaking cross to a vampire. Okay? Now, that's the one. Okay, I've covered that. And then, Elizabeth Warren, somebody I was never going to vote for anyway. And she's so full of it. I can look at her. I know when I'm looking at an asshole. She don't care about our people. She don't care about black women or black men or nothing. But the guy asked her about reparations and asked her about cutting a check, irregardless of his candor or demeanor. She showed no decorum. This was at some kind of a Democratic after party deal. I've seen the footage. He asked her about cutting a check. She said, a check for what? With passion. Yet then they gave a $67 million tax cut or upwards of that to same-sex marriages and shit, essentially a form of reparations for the alphabet community. Now, how are we supposed to feel about that? How am I supposed to feel about that as a voter? You think I'm gonna vote for Elizabeth Warren, a $5 Indian, after she was rude and abrasive to someone asking her a question, a voter? You know, does she have any tact? She's been in politics for decades. Does she have any effing tact? Hell no. Hell no. Not voting for her. I'm not even gonna get on Joe Biden and shit, because God damn it, he might as well just show up in a white robe with a pointy hat on. He might as well just show up to the polls like that after all of the video footage and his crime bill and his refusal to answer any questions about reparations. Because just a few days ago, he was asked again about freaking reparations, and he could be a man and say no. Be a man. You was already the vice president. You always was in the political arena there. You was a vice president for 8 fucking years. You wrote a crime bill. You was passionate about not segregating schools back in the day. Just be a man. Now have some gumption, man. You know, pull yourself up by your goddamn bootstraps, presidential candidate, and just say no. But no, he didn't. He went into some bullshit about illegal immigrants. That's what he do when he start talking about people of color and the proud visitors to this country and all this bullshit. Well, you know, I'm a black guy. I'm a Generation Xer. My parents and my grandparents, my great-great-grandparents tell us not so cool stories about being over here. Okay? That's a history for you. That's some true history. I'm related to a famous explorer who rarely received this credit until recent times and shit. That's who the fuck I am. Now, I'm a voter. I'm a black man, a black male voter. I got a vote that I'm going to sit on probably until I'm dead. And I don't give a shit. Yeah, Mr. Biden. You was in the White House for 8 years. What the fuck did you guys accomplish? You made it worse for our people. Your tenure, along with the stuffed shirt Obama, that Trojan horse, your tenure resulted in a fucking nuclear wasteland in our communities as far as law enforcement and just general rights and stuff. And the wealth gap widened. I'm not going to get into that shit. But you don't have any balls. And Pete Buttigieg, he's another guy. You ask him about reparations, he says he supports the stupid ass bill to examine reparations. Well, I don't support that. The black men don't support it. And he's another one of these guys. See, when they're talking about immigrants and illegal immigrants and immediate cash payments for children that were in these camps that Donald Trump, when they were withholding people at the border there, he's talking about getting them monetary reparations and fast tracking them to citizenship. But he refuses to answer a question. It's a yes or no answer. Do you or do you not support reparations? Just say no. Any of these goddamn blue jackasses, just say fucking no. You got Bernie Sanders saying no. You got Kamala Harris saying no. You got Cory Booker digging in his goddamn nose. You got Joe Biden stoning up and shit. You know, tightening his ball sack there. You know, and you got Pete Buttigieg looking like an idiot. Nobody's voting for you, dumbass. I'm not voting for you. I don't care how it turns out. I don't care. I ain't voting for this shit. It's not fair. Fuck your shit. Fuck your party. You truly are jackasses. And I don't care. Trump can roll and ride up in that shit, man. I want Trump to get like 2 more terms and shit. How about that? I ain't voting for his fucking ass. I ain't voting for his orange ass. I don't care one way or the other. The only thing I like about Donald fucking Trump is that as long as he sits in that goddamn chair, the highest chair in the land, he may be putting us into a political ice age, turning our country into a quote-unquote shithole itself. But he is making all the skeletons bubble up to the top. This country is built on the blood and the backs of slaves. Okay? Slaves built the White House. Slaves built the goddamn country. What do you think that goddamn red, white, and blue stands for? What is the red in that goddamn flag? That's the blood of slaves. And I ain't gonna say what the white stands for, but the blue is the broken promises, the broken dreams, the Dred Scott. That's what that is. Stars. Fuck you. I ain't voting for no Democrat. I ain't going Republican either. I'll go up the middle. I don't really hew libertarian or nothing. I'll just continue to call myself a centrist and I'll vote locally. I guess that's the way to get things done other than sitting on our money. Don't, anybody within the sound of my voice, if you vote for these people, that's up on you. You are voting for somebody to spit in your face and don't want to talk to you and lock you out of the country. They're going to lock you out economically. You're going to be sitting out there on a brick, just waiting there for somebody to come exploit you. It's trafficking, okay? It's ethnic trafficking, as far as I'm concerned. Economic trafficking. They won't recognize us. They're content on ignoring us. Now, acting like we don't exist or treating us like children. You know how fucking shitty that is? Who would put up with that? And they want your tax money to pay for other people's benefits. You're going to pay them? But they don't want to fucking acknowledge you in any way. Especially if you're a black man. We exist. We are here. And as time goes by, all that little, if you mix black into any color, it gets a little bit darker. Let's just keep it that way. Let's just keep it like that. You understand? You understand, boys and girls? You understand? That's all I'm saying. I can't, in good conscience, as a human being, I care about my fellow man and everything, the welfare of the world at large. We have a responsibility. But you people sitting in a high share of land, you think that's your job for life. You think you're some kind of royalty or something. So eventually you'll get out, okay? You'll get out. I want to say this is Christmas Eve of 2019. And, when I was a little kid, I used to watch this thing called Santa Claus Coming to Town. And in that little kid's Christmas special, the bad guy was the Burgomeister, some old fart set in his ways. He was not going to change. And you know what happened to him? They show like time passing, and they show his picture taken down off the wall and thrown in a garbage can. You keep that in mind, all you Democratic presidential candidates. Really, you need to keep that in mind. And I just find your behavior egregious. And part of the time when they were doing some of the stuff like with the whatever the fuck, the Rainbow Act or whatever that was, that gave gay people some tax credit and $67 million and upwards of kickbacks. They had the nerve to take a trip to Africa and do this shit while they were in Africa and walk around over there with those people. I'm like, shit. Damn it. Hey, you don't like us, it's cool and whatnot. So this is how it goes. Okay, this Democrat, as far as the Democrats are concerned, there's no such thing as a black man. There's no such thing as a black man. Nor do our votes need to be, fostered. They don't need to make any concessions or promises to us. This is part of the political process. You promise to do things and you make things better or make some changes for our community, our group, and we vote for you. You're not giving us shit. I can't control what my sisters do, any of the women I know, any of my relatives. I can't control what they do. All I can do is say that I ain't fucking voting for you.